We're here in Lee Heights Park in Arlington County, Virginia, and this is the site of the first major stream restoration project that we've completed in Arlington County. This section of Donaldson Run had severely eroded over the past 40-50 years from the amount of stormwater runoff that was coming into the stream. So the stream flows through Lee Heights Park and then goes underground into a storm sewer pipe about 500 feet down to this section, and then comes out above ground again in Zachary Taylor Park. And you can see here some of the examples of some of the pavement in this area that contributes to the stormwater runoff that had caused a lot of the erosion and degradation in the stream over time. So if you imagine the stream before the restoration project, over time was eroding, the stream banks were eroding, the bottom of the stream was eroding, and all that sediment was being carried, down through Donaldson Run into the Potomac River and into the Chesapeake Bay, contributing a lot of sediment nutrients to the bay. And so by doing this restoration, we hope to reduce, our contribution in some way to that. One other thing that we created with this new stream channel is a new meander pattern, which is the curving pattern of the stream. And there's actually a relationship in all streams between the amount of water that flows into the stream and the pattern or the curves that it creates that help, again, for the stream to use up the energy as the water flows down. But what we did was studying the watershed and the amount of flow that comes into this area, trying to create a meandering pattern that's going to be stable for the long term. One of the important objectives for this project was to help to reconnect the stream with its floodplain. You can see here these sort of lower areas adjacent to the stream channel. And the reason why that's so critical for the restoration is to help the stream use up some of the energy of the flow. During higher flows, the channel will fill up and the water can start to spread out onto the floodplain. And then that water can then slow down, and as it's flowing through the vegetation, that helps to slow it down as well. This section of stream bank does have some erosion that happened following a large storm event that occurred in June of 2006. In this area, we had, I think, upwards of 15 inches of rain over several days. So in this area, there's a few sections in the stream where, due to some issues with the construction, the channel was built a little bit too deep. And so we're going to come back in and do some minor repairs, just trying to ensure, again, that everywhere the stream channel has good access to the floodplain. The stream channel is not too deep, because in that situation what's going to happen is you're going to have all those erosive forces contained in the channel, and the stream won't be able to escape out onto the floodplain. So we're going to be coming back in to do a small repair in this section. Here is one of the step pool structures that we installed as part of the restoration. And the point of this structure, as the water flows downstream, is it really just helps the water to spill over, kind of creating a small waterfall. And that helps the stream to dissipate some of the energy as it flows through the channel and flows downstream. And so we put these in various locations in the channel, again, to kind of help use up some of the energy of the flow. One way that we look at the health of the stream is by checking what types of macroinvertebrates are living in the stream, or the aquatic insects that live in the stream. And we have a volunteer stream monitoring program where we come out every 3 months and we do sampling in the stream. You can see here, actually, here comes the caddisfly out of his little house. See him crawling out there? These caddisflies build little houses for themselves out of stones or twigs, and they live in the stream. And they actually eat the leaves that fall in the stream, and so they're part of the recycling process of the nutrients in the forest and the stream ecology. And the reason that these little insects are indicators of stream health is that there are different types of insects that live in the stream, some of which are very sensitive to any change in the stream habitat or the water quality or even the temperature of the stream. And so if you find those types of insects in your stream, such as stoneflies, those are very good indicators that the stream is very healthy and very clean. And then there are some that are more moderately tolerant of changes in the habitat or pollution, and there are some that are very tolerant. So if you go out and you do stream monitoring and you only find the ones that are very tolerant of pollution, then that's an indication that the stream might be receiving some types of pollution or sediment inputs, possibly from construction or something upstream. One impact that we do see in more developed areas is that the temperature of the stream is elevated because of inputs from paved areas and roads and things like that. So generally, the temperature is going to be a little bit higher in an urban stream as compared with a more forested or undeveloped, a stream in an undeveloped area. This kind of section right here in the riffle like this is usually a good place to look at the rocks. Oh yeah, here's a snail. Snail there. There's two types of snails actually. One's sensitive and one's tolerant. This is probably the more tolerant type.